What's up, guys? The Arcry here. Welcome you to another adventure. So today's adventure, or today's episode, whatever you want to call these things, honestly, just video, is Black Clover episode 5. Just came out today. I just finished watching it, and we're just gonna do a little review on it real quick. So today's episode, in my eyes, I feel like was more of a milestone episode for Asta. It was a point for him to be able to show that all of the hard work that he has put in until now is actually paying off. You know, this was that first episode of Naruto where Iruka came in and Naruto had given up all hope, but then Iruka gave him hope, and Naruto was able to become the Naruto we all know and love. I feel like this is that episode. For the last 4 episodes, we've seen Asta be ridiculed, be told that he's not going to go anywhere, and just constantly being his magic list just constantly being thrown at him. This episode really kind of gave him that little bit of hope when that Black Bull was like, haha, you're funny, come join me in the Black Bulls. By the way, this is an offer and I'll kill you if you don't. But so he joined. Nonetheless, he might have joined, though, as the ending loved to explain, the worst Magic Knights group ever. But is not Asta probably one of the worst Magic Knights? If he can work with other people around his area, they'll all be able to work together to help themselves become not the worst. So watch, Black Bulls may be the worst now, but they won't be later. Asta right now may be still Magic List, and I'm guessing he's going to stay Magic List, but for Yami to be able to look into Asta and tell him that, I feel like that you might become something, I'm gonna, and that was the thing. Yami didn't tell Asta, I'm gonna work you to the bone, just to scare him and to get him to go out. I think from the moment he started with his aura all intense so that everyone can feel it, was specifically towards Asta to see, alright, this kid seems to have some potential. There's something about him that is different from anyone else that we have ever seen. But again, as he said, you don't want to trust somebody whose magic you don't know where it comes from. Because it's true. He has no magic abilities whatsoever. And yet he's able to pull a sword out of a Black 5 Clover book, grimoire. And no one's ever seen that before. Or if they have, we've yet to have been mentioned by it. It's kind of like that. The Nine Tails, no one's allowed to tell them. This is an order by the 3rd Hokage. Or the Wizard King, who knows? Wow, this keeps going back to Naruto way too much. I see why people say that. But, there's parallels to it, This is that episode where we get to see Iruka come in and save our boy. But this time his name is Yami. Yu-Gi-Oh reference now? What's with that? I haven't heard that name since I had a soccer league team and we call them the Yami Yugis. Fun times. But so Yami obviously saw some potential in Asta. Yami is going to be the one that we see later on Asta thanking for giving him the opportunity, and although no one else saw potential in him, and although he was being ridiculed by everyone, he gave him that chance. So obviously Yami knows something. We know Yami knows something. We don't know what. We'll see later on. But so I guess for the quick review of this episode, in the end, I want to give it maybe it's an 8, 7.5, 8. I don't want to give it too much, just because I didn't feel like the animation wasn't as perfect as it could be. It wasn't, not that it wasn't good. It was great. I mean, that scene where Yono is beating the what's his name, Samiel, right? It's Sami, I think. But so beating him, that was pretty good, right? It was enjoyable. There wasn't too much blurriness to it. So the animation to that was good. We got to see a bit of character development, I guess, for Asta, because now he's, getting to move on into an actual... he's in the Magic Knights now. This is like Naruto going into Chunin. Stop referring it to Naruto. He's proven himself. No one back at the church thought he was going to make it, and he made it. No one at the Magic Knights test exam, redundant, thought he could make it either, and yet there he was, into the Black Bulls. So this episode might not have been too much now, but it'll be a lot more later on. I'm gonna throw this in there somewhere in the middle, but you also saw in this episode something interesting that I want to point out, because it's gonna probably come up later on too. So I think we've discovered Yono obviously is mainly wind magic. And I guess if they have some sort of animal that is their spirit animal, or that the magic is attributes them to, or whatever, Yono is the hawk. The guy who Asta beat is the lizard. those are the only two references I can make to like spirit animals, if they call them that, or if that's even a thing. But I'm trying to, you know, give you a little simple future predictions to what you might have to look out to little things that you see now that might become bigger later on. I promise you'll be satisfied with the upcoming episodes. There's a lot more action coming, a lot more actual magic, and I bet we're gonna see some beautiful animation. So for today's episode, guys, and one more point, since Asta and Yono are both trying to help prove that it doesn't matter if you're poor or an orphan, you could still become a magic knight and then become Wizard King. Yono is obviously right now, he's the one that's proving that. Everyone was speaking about him. Everyone was like, that's no way. There's no way that you're not a noble or a royal and making it into the Golden Dawn. And that right there was, for I guess the society that they live in, was now a milestone for them to be able to be like, okay, maybe not everything that I've thought of is right. Maybe people have more potential in them than previously thought. So now with Asta and Yono both in Wizard Magic Knights, we're gonna get to see a lot more people talking about them. Maybe a lot more enemies. I don't know if anyone watched the ending to this episode, but the guy that Asta beat and then the guy that Yono beat decided to become friends. I haven't read all of the manga. Where I am in the manga right now, I am caught up a little bit further past in the anime. But I have yet to see maybe if that is something that they're going to actually do later on. Who knows? They might team up, try to take them down, feel a little resentment towards them. You never know. They need villains. They need people that are good, but then kind of want to like F them up, you know? They can't have a nice, straight, perfect road. Hell no. They need to meet friends and people who are trying to screw them up. But so, for this episode, as I said before, I think I'm going to give it a 7.5, maybe 8, just because it was a great milestone. This is going to be one of those episodes that we definitely look back and are like, wow, like, remember that when he finally made it, and now this is where we're at. That's what we're going to talk about. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on today's Arcry Adventures, or Simple Black Clover episode 5 review. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Hope you liked this. What did you think of Asta joining the Black Bulls, the Worst Magic Knights group? Did you like it? Did you not? Yono obviously joining the Golden Dawns. If there's anything you thought that I missed, or there's anything that you would like to point out, any more theories, magic powers we might see in the future, or just the development between the characters, whatever it is, leave a comment down below. If you like it, leave a like, and if you want to see more, subscribe. This has been the Arcry. Have a great, wonderful rest of the day, guys. Peace out.